Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Thursday, February 27th, and the energies in the day adds up and reduced to number 2 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So when it comes to today's energy, the spirit guidance is the crocodile energy in the reversal position. So when it comes to today's energy, a few things come to mind based on just the feeling of the day. And one of the things that come to mind or stand out about today is something about wanting something to be perfect or wanting something to be perfect. That could be one thing that's coming out. And another thing is overthinking a thing, or fear of over speaking and an issue with not being able to. So I think of a person having a live conversation, and in the live conversation, they overshare. And because it's a live conversation, there's no taking back what's said. And today's energy would bring me to something around that, something around getting lost in emotions and then oversharing. And the thing that we overshare might not be a big deal, but it might not be a big deal to us to a certain extent, but something about it feels like it's easy to be misunderstood based on what was said, based on what was shared. We have the crocodile coming out as a spirit guidance, and it came out in the reversal position. And for me, when it comes to the crocodile energy, it brings me to being observant, being present, being watchful. And with the new moon energy in the sign of Pisces, I can see how easy it is for some of us to get swept up in this energy and overshare or overdo, but coming from a really good place. Because I think of, say, how we'll never speak about Jupiter's influence when it comes to Pisces, who was the original ruler. When I think of Jupiter energy, I think of how Jupiter amplifies things. And with it in Pisces, I think of how Pisces is a natural helpmate. Pisces and Virgo are your natural helpers. So when I think of the amplified aspect of Jupiter, say, influence in Pisces energy, I think of how, some of us could overdo it when it comes to our services, overdo it when it comes to trying to help, whether we're trying to rescue someone, whether we're just trying to help, or I think of gifting something and just overdoing it and really coming from a good place. But I think of the whole projection aspect of it, where it's like getting lost in the emotions to the point that we're not seeing something completely for what it is. So something about today's energy brings me to the thought of how easy it is to getting lost in the moment. And that could be for a good thing for some of us, hopefully. And then in other cases, it could come with some regrets as we give too much into a situation. We give too much. And in some cases, when it comes to Pisces energy, Pisces energy can give what it doesn't have. And whenever we give what we can't afford to give, we turn other people into thieves, because we give them what we couldn't afford to give them. So it feels like they're stealing. And most of the time it'll feel like that whenever we give too much into a situation, and consciously or unconsciously, we were expecting reciprocity, even if the other person didn't sign up and agree to be a part of this give and take motion. And some of us will feel like, but that's common sense. It's common sense to you, but it's not to that person. So, when it comes to today's energy, it just brings me to the importance of not giving more than you can afford to give. Whether it's your energy, whether it's your resources, whether it's your time. And with the crocodile as a spirit guidance, it brings me to being watchful. It brings me to being patient. Because with today being the second month and the 27th and the energies in the day adding up and reducing to number 2 vibration, there's a lot of 2s within today's energy. So with all these 2s, there's a strong emotional aspect today. And today is the new moon, and then Jupiter amplifies the day because Thursday is associated with Jupiterian energy. So imagine Jupiter energy amplifying emotions. And then with the day being the 27th, the number 7 is introspective. So we're reflecting about something, reflecting about change, probably hesitant of the change because of fear of the unknown. And just easily overdo it. When I look at today's energy, I look at how the new moon is squaring Jupiter in Gemini. So when I think of the stellium that's happening in Pisces, and a stellium is when more than 3 planets, I think, are within a sign or a house. And with so much going on within Pisces energy is an introspective but isolating. I wouldn't even say so much introspective, more of an escaping, isolating energy. And it could be introspective, but for the most part, I don't see it as that because I see it more as a dreamy escaping of the mind, a traveling. It's more of a traveling energy. And that's squaring Jupiter in Gemini. So with Jupiter in Gemini, I think of Gemini energy wanting to be social, wanting to connect, wanting to collaborate, wanting to be in the presence. With Pisces energy, I imagine Pisces energy of, a bit isolating and escaping. And, some aspect to today's energy could be that where there's a part of us is pulling us towards social matters, getting together with others. But then there's a other part of us that kind of wants to be alone, kind of wants to be in the presence of like-minded. And I could see that in the sense that when I look at today's energy will bring me to the thought of not being in the mood to be in certain environments where you're not able to fully let your guard down. Even though the energies in today are very compliant for the most part. I say compliant because all the 2s within the day, the number 2 is not a rock the boat type of energy. It's a unifying type of energy. And then 2 plus 7, the day being the 27th, 2 plus 7 is 9. The number 9 doesn't rock the boat at all. And in fact, when it's operating in a lower frequency, it avoids change. It avoids change completely. When I think of the number 9 aspect of the day and all those 2s, I think of someone tiptoeing around a situation, avoiding an inevitable ending. So yeah, when it comes to today's energy, even though new opportunities are coming in, there is this fear of the new and wanting to hold on tightly to what's familiar. And that's because that's what we know. Yeah, because that's what we know. That's what we feel safe with. Let's pause for a bit. I am proud of the services that I offer and excited to tell you about them. If it would be your first time booking with me, then I recommend the natal chart and numerology awareness coaching session. For a while, that was the only service I offered, along with the 30 minutes tarot reading, which is still available if you're interested. I noticed the pattern. At the end of the natal chart and numerology coaching sessions, some of you would ask me for a follow-up service options for additional clarity and guidance to assist you with whatever you're going through at the moment. I kept saying, I'll look into it. I don't know why it took me so long. Finally, I have created that option along with the service option to book a solar return chart reading for those of you who are strategic and like to plan ahead. Everything you need to know is within the description box below. Let's get back into the video. And when it comes to the tarot, we have the 2 of Swords energy come out in the reversal position. And with the 2 of Swords energy in the reversal position, In the upright position, as you could see in this card, this person is trying to make up their mind about something. When you think of the number 2 energy and see the number 2 comes out again, the number 2 is putting something in motion. It's nurturing a thing. It's like planting a seed and watering it. It's the baby in the womb, like the seed in the soil. It's, you know, after making up your mind that you want to start a business or go back to school, it's doing the physical work to get things lined up so that you can have a tangible experience, whether you do the physical work to put the applications in for the school, and then your welcome letter would be the number 3 energy, just like the sprout coming from the seed above ground is that number 3 energy, like the baby, you know, like giving birth to the baby. But the number 2 energy is putting something in motion. And with the 2 of Swords, when you look at this card, this person's covering their heart and they're covering their eyes. And they're covering their heart and covering their eyes because something is hard to see and it's hard to feel, something that they're thinking about. It's hard to face a thing. But in the reversal position, this is actually a positive energy, because in the reversal position, even though something is hard to face, you're at a point where you have no choice but to face it. You have to face it. You have to see it for what it is. In the upright position, it brings me to making a decision. I mean, in the reversal position, it brings me to having to make a decision. Where in the upright position, it will bring me to a person kind of stagnant in space, going from one thought to the next and stuck in the middle and not being able to see or feel, but logically just going from one thought to the next. But in the reversal position, it's like, okay, I have to make a decision. So with the crocodile coming out along with the 2 of Swords energy, it just brings me to being present, being watchful in order to make a decision. And when it comes to the decision that needs to be made today, there's something logical about it. Like when I look at the energies in the day, very emotional, very sensitive, very spiritual energies, but logic. We're being called to use logic when it comes to making a decision about something today. And when it comes to making a logical decision about a thing, I find it beneficial to pull out a paper and a pen and write out the pros and the cons, you know, when it comes to a situation. If, say, someone is dealing with issues when it comes to a relationship, you know, you sit down and you be honest. You know, what do I love about this connection, and be honest. And, you know, list out real practical things, not possibilities, that you love about the connection, about the career, about your situation. Don't list out the possibilities and the potentials as the pros, but what is the reality when it comes to the pros? And when it comes to the cons, also, what is the reality? Not the possibility, not the potential. What is the reality when it comes to both sides of a thing? And that might, you know, help some people to be a little bit more clear about a decision that needs to be made. All I know is when it comes to today's energy, there's big emphasis on hesitation. And what comes to mind as I'm saying this, I imagine being on a roller coaster, and it's like, it's too late. You're already on the roller coaster. And as the roller coaster is going up, anticipating the drop, the change, it's like, you know, some of us today could find ourselves in that position where something is already in motion and there's not much we could do about it. And we're anticipating the change. And I guess that's, you know, that's completely natural. But overall, the biggest thing I would say about today that stood out to me the most when it came to coming into this energy, coming into the reading and getting started, was being present and not allowing our emotions to get the best of us to the point where we get so carried away and we overdo it or we oversay it. Don't overdo it. Don't oversay it. That's something to look into when it comes to today's energy, because with it being a new moon in Pisces, this brings in new opportunities or new beginnings for some of us when it comes to certain dreams, because Pisces energy is that dream. When it comes to visions, when it comes to intuitive abilities, or it could be new ways of escapism. It could also be new ways of when I think of Pisces energy, and I think of, like, you know, something being hidden from us in plain sight. It could be a new beginning to that, or a new beginning where something is revealed about something is hidden, that's hidden in plain sight. And something that is hidden in plain sight is, if you want to know what's hidden from you in plain sight, look where your Neptune is. Wherever your Neptune is, that's what's hidden from you in plain sight. Whatever house Pisces is in, whatever sign is, whatever planets are in Pisces, whatever in your 12th house. So look at your 12th house Neptune Pisces energy. And when it comes to those energies, those are places where things could be easily hidden from a person in plain sight. And those things could be easily hidden in plain sight because when it comes to those houses, when it comes to that house sign and energy, a lot of projection happens where we deal with things based on stories and the way how a thing should be, opposed to seeing it for what it is. So this is where our imagination can come in. And it's almost like we'll put up a movie screen over what is and project our ideal onto a thing, project our ideal onto whatever it is that we want to see. Where that's why in past videos I'll explain, say if you're part of the Neptune and Capricorn generation, more than likely your father was absent, whether he worked a lot or he just wasn't there, or he dealt with substance abuse issues, or he was just very introverted and within himself. So even if you grew up around him, there was some form of absence. And that doesn't have to go for everyone, but for most, there's some level of absence when it comes to the father's energy or the father's presence. Or when it comes to the father energy, it feels like, you know, I've grown up with him my whole life, but it feels like I don't know him. Very similar to Sun and Pisces energy. Often there's an absence when it comes to the father energy. So yeah, when it comes to the Neptune 12th house Pisces energy, this energy deals with absence for different reasons. But this is also very powerful psychic intuitive energy. And when it comes to today, it just brings me to not allow for imagination and emotions to cause us to not see something for what it is and instead project a different reality onto that thing. And when it comes to manifestation, that could be great. But other times when we're refusing to see what's in front of us, refusing to see what's happening, it could be really dangerous depending on what that thing is, what area of our lives that thing is. Like I think, for example, that I'll always give if say someone has like Pisces on the 7th house cusp, or maybe Jupiter or Venus in Pisces. When it comes to relationships and relating to people, it could be very scary in some cases, because whenever I'm doing readings, the example that I'll give for that is a situation where this lady had a gorilla. I think it was in Connecticut, if I'm not sure, but she had a gorilla living with her, considering it to be a friend of the family type situation. And one day the gorilla wasn't acting right. And that sounds insane, to take a gorilla out of its natural habitat and have it living in your house and then think it's not acting right. But it wasn't acting right, and the friend went over to help to assist her with the gorilla, and the gorilla ended up taking the friend's face and arms off, where the friend no longer has a face, no longer have arms. And to me, the person who thought the gorilla could be a part of the family, it's like that's that Neptune Pisces 12th house energy when it comes to relating with the thing, where instead of seeing the gorilla as the gorilla, this person projected onto the gorilla and saw it as something else. And a lot of the times with some of us, that's where we project onto friends and then find ourselves getting taken advantage of and mistreated, projecting onto partners, places or situations where it felt like a rug was pulled out of our feet. And after we look back and feel a little bit embarrassed, like, how comes I didn't see that? Why didn't I see that in this person? Why did I make this decision? And it's because in the moment, instead of seeing it, we were running a movie. We were in a fantasy, eyes rolled back, even though they appear to be forward, but eyes rolled back and seeing a fantasy opposed to seeing what's in front of us. And when it comes to today's energy, it's so easy to get lost in that kind of energy, even though this energy is this whole projecting energy for me is perfect when it comes to manifestation. And it's perfect for me when it comes to manifestation. Like, for example, say you're in a position that you hate, whatever, you hate something about your current situation. And this energy is perfect for me because say there's something we hate about our current situation. First, I'll be clear, what is it that I can do to change my current situation? And once I've done everything within my power, or commit to consistently do everything within my power, then with this energy, I'll stop focusing on the things that I hate and start hyper focusing on the things that I love and amplify my appreciation for the things that I love about my current situation, and just act as if the things that I don't like that are out of my control, act as if they are not even happening. And for me, that has been powerful when it came to manifesting things that, you know, I was so shocked that I was able to easily manifest from one thing to the next. And I've shared that example with you when it came to, you know, simply living in one space and hating it and then manifesting something even worse. In that video, that video's titled, I Manifested a Mess, or something to that. But yeah, when it comes to this energy, powerful manifesting energy, but at the same time with everything, it's up, it's down, it's opposition. So with this energy, we can manifest and see things beyond the veil, but the opposite side of this energy is where we delude ourselves. So yeah, when it comes to today's energy, being present and, you know, going with the flow of change that's coming in. It was a pleasure sharing this message with you. Before you go anywhere, please let me know you're here with me by dropping me an orange heart in the comment box below. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.